athlete has, one, I guess it hasn't been the easiest path, but I definitely wouldn't trade it for the world. I think it's created the person I am today. I don't think I came in really knowing much about myself rather than the fact that I play sports, I'm going to college. But outside of that, I don't think I took the time in high school to really figure out who Sanaa was. But being out of my comfort zone, not being with my family, being at a PWI, I was forced to kind of figure out what that meant for me. And, I found my circle, and they, of course, helped me build up my confidence as well. My inner beauty, my outer beauty, I think all of that has been transformative since I've been here. So, in the aspect of 2020, I think that's where I grew the most because everything got taken away from me. I couldn't play volleyball, I couldn't run track, and that's all I ever knew. I was on the track when I woke up, I was playing volleyball, I was always doing something actively. And I think the biggest thing that 2020 made me do was sit with myself. And that's something I had never done. I had to be in my house. I had to figure out who is Sanaa Barnes outside of volleyball and track, and what does that mean to me. And so I spent 2020 trying to find myself outside of sports. Because I think that's the biggest thing I struggled with before 2020 was I couldn't stand people being like, oh, Sanaa Barnes, oh, that dual sport athlete. Well, I was more than that, and I kept telling people that, but then I couldn't figure out what that more was. It forced me to really hone in on my academics, which was big for me because I think when you have all these distractions, you never focus on the academic side. And I found kind of a passion through 13% actually, I found a passion within DEI. And that's kind of where I'm going towards now. I'm doing a lot of studies with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and trying to figure out how to change the world through that and not just necessarily my sports. 13%, it definitely has grown over the years. It's a work in progress. But it all started with, of course, my closest friends, Joya, Q, DP, and everybody. We just kind of came together. We realized we were going through some of the same struggles, and we needed a space to let these things out, let these problems out, and to know that we had each other's back. We needed a space where we could have a conversation openly without judgment. And I think that's what 13% has become, that and more. I think a lot of friendships have been created through 13%. We have, of course, expanded outside of the athletic community and collabed with BSU, ACV, Lasso, and all these collaborations. It's more so getting athletes within the Black community in general, not just keeping us away, but it's also catering to those Black student athletes because, of course, we have different experiences. We're not just students, we're athletes, so that takes a toll on us, and we need spaces to express that. I think that the biggest change that I would like to see is that struggle that you have coming in freshman year, that emptiness that's kind of created with Villanova because you don't have people around you. I hope to see that diminish as much as possible. I'm not going to say go away because, everyone has their own struggles and we're all individuals. But at least I hope to see that support system so when you come in as a freshman, it's not like you're running around trying to figure out who are your people, but there's a space out there for you. I think the biggest thing that I've learned coming here in Philly is that my school didn't care about Black History Month as much as they should. I grew up in Texas, so, it was Martin Luther King, and all right, keep it moving. Let's not, talk much about that. But Black History Month, since I've gotten here, means accepting my beauty as a Black woman in this world, accepting the beauty of the Black men, accepting just Black overall, and not allowing white culture to take over. I think it means to take your space and own that. Own your skin and own everything that comes with it. Own the struggles, own the accomplishments, everything, be proud of that. I think that means to stand tall within your skin and be firm with that. I think Black History Month means to support each other because it's not a nice world out there, to be honest, and people aren't going to support you unless you put yourself out there, let them know who you are, and that's when you find your circle, when you find those people just like you. I believe that Black culture needs to be preserved because of all the people coming behind us. If you get rid of that, that's taking away their identity. Whether you like it or not, that's a part of us. The good and the bad is a part of who we are and created us today. We didn't get here without other people struggling with us. The things that we have created, we've struggled through. 30% was a struggle to make. Even here, sitting here today with 28 Days and Beyond, that was a struggle to get here, but we're here now, and that's something that needs to be kept. These are traditions that need to keep going after everyone here leaves, because without these things, you're taking that self-identity and all these things that have been created and you're letting people take over them. And that's, personally to me, that's not okay. We've worked so hard to get where we are, and it's important to keep it up, because if you take our history, then what do you have left?